Yeah, AI, probably three buckets of opportunity. There are the business cases or use cases that we can't really imagine at this point. We're trying to work them out. The second bucket would be, the deployment of AI within existing software platforms. And that favors companies like Microsoft, Oracle, SAP. Many of the mega caps are going to be able to do that because they've got the internal software, hardware skills, and they have relatively unique data sets. And the ability to monetize and upsell is really easy for a company like Microsoft or Oracle, SAP. And we're quite, we own those stocks. We think they're still reasonable valuations relative to their underlying sort of the quality of their businesses. Clearly, you can do it in consumer-facing companies like Meta, Google, or Alphabet, but I think the range of outcomes in some of the consumer-facing stocks are a lot wider and are harder to predict, and arguably they are more mature. I mean, Alphabet and Meta do dominate digital advertising, and I'm not sure, that market is now becoming I suspect you're getting close to the growth trap point in their cycle where they start to mature rapidly and they become very, more cyclical. Even if they do have pricing power, they're very, very high quality businesses. I think their top line will become, more like GDP type growth. And, in Alphabet in particular, you have to think that, ChatGPT, Microsoft, OpenAI, Microsoft collaboration is taking, there's 200 million monthly average users on ChatGPT. The number of queries is averaging around 8% of desktop search queries. So it's already grown to being roughly 8% of Google's desktop search query market. So you've got a competitor who's arguably taking away eyeballs from standard search. And then, clearly Alphabet responds with Bard, but Bard could actually be, cannibalizing their existing profit pool. And as of yet, these companies haven't really worked out how to monetize that. And so I think the range of outcomes around Alphabet is broadening, and hence, we don't own that stock. But that's, I think, a more healthy environment. If we start to see more dispersion amongst the mega caps, which I think will come back. We've had this little episode of bond proxy, but I think we go back to the market being a lot more discriminating between the winners and losers in that bucket.
So yesterday online, Rajiv Jain talked about it's very hard to pick a winner in AI because there's about 400 startups in the US, and it's like the 90s with Amazon. You wouldn't have picked them as a winner necessarily back then. So in terms of looking at AI startups, smaller companies, what are you seeing out there as the opportunities, or is it a case that Microsoft has this big first mover advantage with OpenAI? And they can potentially just dominate because it's a scale game. But maybe, Francyne, you look at smaller stocks. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably right in that it's still very early in the piece, and it's difficult to pick the winners and see how the market develops. There's a range of outcomes, as Jacob has said. But I think what is clear to us is that, AI, these large language models will require huge computational power. So if you strip it back to that, you need semiconductor chips that can actually process that, right? And so, for us, we're taking a position in, Synopsys, which provides the software in electronic design automation to help these, semiconductor companies design better chips in order to enable, this generative AI and to sort of move forward in this space. Another company that we like also to sort of play AI is through MongoDB. More and more the information that's coming in, the data that's coming in is unstructured. You've got video files, you've got text messages, you've got all that kind of stuff. And, these models have to sort of try and work with that data in order to generate, and predict what the next word is or, what have you. And so MongoDB provides software, document-based database management, which will help to be able to, pick up on these data pieces much more efficiently over time. And so those two, I think, names, they're not the mega caps, but we think that there's very clear, positives for these two companies to benefit from, what is to come.
This video has been prepared for clients of Morningstar Australasia Proprietary Limited and or New Zealand wholesale clients of Morningstar Research Limited. Any general advice has been provided without reference to your financial objectives, situation or needs. You should consider the advice in light of these matters and any relevant product disclosure statement before making any decision to invest. To obtain advice for your own situation, contact a financial advisor.